So the method that most speed cubers use is called the Friedrich method. We'll talk about its inventor, Jessica Friedrich, soon. And I don't have a statistic, but I'll just throw out a number. Say 90% of the speed cubers out there use this method. There are other methods to use, but this is the overwhelming favorite. It's got some nice benefits. It's very efficient. On average, you end up solving, it takes about 56 turns per solve, average, plus or minus, you know. You can get very quick in terms of recognition. And so you can be very fast with this efficient method. The problem here, I'm not going to show you all these links, but the problem here is that you need to memorize a lot of stuff. The trade-off for the efficiency that you're going to have in solving the cube is that you got to know some very specialized things, some very powerful things. So this is a bunch of gobbledygook to you. Certainly you can look at the patterns and say, well, I kind of see the patterns. There are letters under here. I would make them bigger, but they don't mean anything to you, so I won't. But suffice it to say that I've memorized all 45 of these pictures and all 45 of those sets of letters underneath. There are 57, that's the first step. There are 57 moves for the next step, and then 21 moves for the last step. So say about 120 different patterns and associated moves that I have memorized. And it's to the point where it's kind of a mindless thing actually when I solve the cube. I'm thinking about it a little bit, but it's really just, like I've memorized it, oh, it's this case now, and I'll do those moves. And then, okay, now it's case number 48 on this one, and then, so we'll try solving here. So I promise you I will do a solve on the actual cube, but when I do that, you're not going to be able to see anything really. It's small, right? So if you do it up here, you'll be able to see it. So we'll do two solves up here. One, I'll walk you through a little bit the process. Right now it's mixing up. When you solve in a tournament, and you get like 15 seconds at the start to just kind of inspect the cube. I can rotate it and things. The keys here correspond to different turns on that cube. And so the nice thing here is that you can all see that quite well. So first thing we'll do is find the white center, which in this case is right here. And the center determines the color of the face, because no matter what you do, the centers don't move. They are physically all attached to the other centers. There's no freedom about the centers, which means the center color determines the color of the face. So this will be white when we're all done. How about that top up there? Blue. It will be blue. Even if it was all greens around the blue center, those 8 green stickers are wrong. It's the blue side. So I'm going to do a plus sign on the blue. And so there's actually already one white piece right in there, which is good. And then we just kind of like look around and find other stuff. Let's see. So the first one that I see is, I'm trying to orient it so that you guys can see what I see. I'm looking at this white sticker right here. And now it's right there. And now it's right there. Yes? Okay. The next white sticker is this guy that I'm looking at. And so if you can kind of see, it is now here. So we're building, plus sign. So there's nothing memorized here. There's no tricks. It's just a matter of finding some stuff. So the last one, it's kind of hard for me to get it so that you guys can see. It's this guy right here. So now it's here, and now it's there. So that's my plus sign. Now I say plus sign because we're at a math talk. Everybody else in the world calls that the cross, but at the religious conferences you call it the cross. But here it's the plus sign. All right. Next thing I do is I jump into my memorized algorithm mode, but I will do my best to explain a little bit about what's happening with these moves. I'm trying to see. Okay, here's a good one. Take a look at this corner right here. It is white and orange, and then the green is sitting here on the side. And is there a question?
So when you made your cross, did you not worry? Is it because you have a memorized algorithm you didn't worry about lining up the sides as well?
Oh, this is a very good question. I simplified the explanation a bit. I made a white plus sign here. Yeah. But what color will this one be?
Red.
Red, which means that this edge right here can't just be any white edge. It actually needs to be the edge that is white and red. So you do need to put the correct one there. So you can check and see that I lined up the centers.
The reason I wasn't sure if there was some memorization you had that didn't matter, and then you sorted it out afterwards.
No, it matters. Good question. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to see was right here. That piece right there, white, orange, and green. And here's a piece right here which is orange and green. Can you see it right here on the side? Okay, I'm going to turn the top once, and you can see these two pieces are looking pretty good. All right, but they don't belong here. So I'm just going to temporarily push them back here, Now they're sitting around here. This white guy doesn't belong out there. I'm going to put him back. And so the two pieces that I was interested in are down there. Just to give you a sense, the cross is still exactly cross. And so the two pieces I want are right here, and so I will put them in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see that little 2x2x2 block is looking pretty good. That's one pair. There are 4 pairs down there. Let's see, is the next one anything good? Let's try this one. Take a look at, let me take a look at this guy right here. White, blue, red. Blue and red happens to be right here. They're not always in those positions, but they happen to be in these two. This is a different pattern. It's very slightly different, but it's a different set of moves. So watch those two pieces. 1, the corner is down here, the edge is now up here. 2, the edge goes over to there. 3, that corner needs to come back. Take a look at how nice those look. And so these 45 different things that I've moved, it's just a matter of what position are they in, and what do you have to do to make them look nice. But that's the fundamental idea. So it's not even just memorize 45 random things that have no meaning. It's a couple of fundamental ideas, and if you get those fundamentals, you can memorize a whole lot less. Okay, that one is not very good, so we'll throw it in, and this one, we'll throw that one in too. All right, so that's the bottom 2 layers. And then we'll make a plus sign. This is just a memorized move right there. And then we'll make the yellows. That's all memorized. And then we'll get the edges home. And then finally, oh, did I mess that up? I think I did mess that up. All right, let's go back a stage. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, sorry about that. I'll fix this guy. And this guy goes here. And this guy goes there, and this guy is there. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So we were here, and last couple of turns we'll do in slow motion for dramatic effect. So that's all. Thank you. Okay, so this time I will I'll go through. I'll just do it at my regular speed, and we'll do the best we can. And can I say that I actually I don't know if I show it, but I get surprisingly nervous when I'm solving a Rubik's Cube as the focus of attention. If this were a tournament, there'd be 5 other people up here at the same time solving. I would have no worries at all. But clearly, you guys are looking up here, and this is the focus. So if you don't mind, just talk amongst yourselves for the next 30 seconds. I appreciate that.
Nice weather we're having.
How about those Yankees?
Yeah. Wait for that race today.
So we'll see what happens. It'll be nice.
Oh wait, you saw it.
Okay, so that was the same steps. Lots of memorized stuff, lots of pattern recognition, lots of nerves. I wonder if we had a heart rate monitor. There'd be some good math to do. All right, so that's the Friedrich method. So just a bit about the inventor of this wonderful method. Again, her name is Jessica Friedrich. She is a professor of electrical and computer engineering at SUNY Binghamton. So, 2 things. The most popular method that we use was invented by a female. Sadly, there are very few females in speed cubing. I don't know why this is. Perhaps it's because girls have better things to do than play with this stupid puzzle, but I really wish there were more females doing this. So if whatever you can do to encourage your female students to get into this would be really, really super. At the moment, I'm pretty sure this is true. The highest ranking female, Emily Wang of Canada, is 86th in the world, which means the top 85 people in the world are guys. So, so that's not so great. So the one nice thing, if a female decides to get involved in this and go to tournaments and things like that, because it is so dominated by men and boys, there's a real good boy to girl ratio if you're interested in meeting somebody. And so a female competitor said the following about going to a tournament and trying to meet somebody: the odds are good, but the goods are odd. Okay, so I'm going to pass my cube around. We'll just have a couple of people up here just mix that up, and I'll do mine. Oh, yes, question.
Are you faster solving it on the real thing or you simulating?
It's a very good question. I think I'm, on average, I think I'm actually slightly faster on the simulator. I think the reason is that in order to solve this thing fast, you need to have very good dexterity and turn quickly. And if you don't quite get the faces lined up right, you might spend some time fixing it, adjusting it so that you can make the next turn. But on the computer, every single turn is perfectly lined up and ready to go with the next turn. So I think I'm probably a little bit faster on this. Yeah, good question. Okay, so this is getting mixed up. I will show you the original world record, the first world record, set in the first World Championships back in 1982. This World Championships was in Hungary because that's where Rubik was and is. This is Minh Tai, 16 years old, born in Vietnam. I think these are Hungarian subtitles in case you're interested. Born in Vietnam and representing the U.S. in this tournament. And this was the fastest solve of the tournament and therefore the world record, 22.95 seconds. So let's see if we can beat that. All right, you remember the whole talking thing? So where do you want me to be? Can you see?
Right there.
Here?
Right over here.
Can we get somebody to stand up? Can you stand up by the computer? Just,
Why am I still?
Someone's gonna start, someone's gonna start.
yeah, just hit it once now to make sure it works. Go ahead.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, just hit it. Yeah, see, that's what so just here. This here. So we will click there. Spacebar starts, stops, and starts. Try it again. Great. Okay. Just give me. All right. So you're talking amongst yourselves.
Yes, here we go.
Who's going to reset?
No, it'll reset when you hit spacebar, but just don't do it yet.
Yeah. All right. I think we're ready. Are you ready?
So, it's gonna reset on its own.
Yeah. Reset on its own. Okay. Ready? Set. Go.
So, now it reset. I think it's we only had what, 47 on there? Yeah, that's why they take it.
Okay. Right, so if I had done this back in 1982, I would be the world record.
What's the world record now?
I will show you the world record now, but you have to wait. Okay, so this is a good time, I think. You would agree this is a good time. But actually, by today's standards, this is a quaint time. This used to be a good time, but it is no longer a good time.
What's the world record?
So, what's that?
What's the world record?
I will show you, but not right now.
What's your best time?
I will tell you that too, but not right now. Okay, so we'll get into a tiny bit of the math, and then we'll show you some cool videos, and we'll talk about records and things like that. Speedcubers try to solve the cube as fast as possible. A no less admirable goal would be to solve the cube as efficiently as possible. So given a particular scrambled state, I would like to try to get back to solve in as few moves as possible, if given more time to think about my moves and maybe allow me to do some takebacks and kind of try some different paths to get to the solved state. So that's the goal called the Fewest Moves Challenge. And now we get, I gotta say, I love that picture. So, God's algorithm for a particular state of the cube is the particular solution of that state that involves the minimal number of turns. So for example, here is one particular scrambled cube. Not very hard, right? What is God's algorithm for solving this? It would be just do that, one turn. But somebody not as wise as our omniscient being here might say, okay, 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns, fantastic, right? There are many ways to solve it. But we want the shortest solution, the fewest number of turns. So, for this particular state, the fewest number of turns is 1. We're going to look at all the states of the cube, and we're going to look at how do we say this right? We want to solve each cube in as few moves as possible,